All right, Ethan Denney, ConvertFlow wizard, genius, guru. Welcome to the CRM Sushi Podcast, man. How are you?
Hey, Wes. How's it going? Thanks for having me on.
So what is this, man? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we converting? Are we converting leads? Is that what we're doing?
We're converting leads. We're converting visitors into leads, converting leads into customers. We're going to help you convert all the way through your funnel.
Very nice. All right, man. So walk us through how does this work? What's the story?
Cool. So the story is most website visitors are leaving a website without taking action. And this includes your existing audience, your existing leads. They're visiting your site, and because you're showing them the same message that you showed them before, they're not taking the next step in your business. Right. So ConvertFlow allows you to show people relevant messaging, relevant calls to action based on their behavior on your website and based on the data that you have on them, like tags, the list that they're subscribed to, etc. So you're able to use this to capture leads for your business and to convert existing leads throughout your marketing funnel with relevant calls to action. So you can promote relevant offers, relevant products, move people to sign up for new trainings, get them to download new content, take them through your sales process on your website.
So it's kind of like smart content. So kind of like Amazon, right? Like I log in, they say, hey, we noticed you bought an iPhone, so you might enjoy this iPhone case. Kind of intelligence. Is that what you're helping people do?
Exactly. And like Amazon, where if you've ever visited an Amazon product page, once you leave their website, they follow you around the web with relevant ads to promote that product.
Right.
Well, ConvertFlow uses what's called on-site retargeting, where it will follow your visitors across your website, showing the call to action that they never converted on, or the offer that they didn't convert on, but that they showed some interest in. You can show that call to action all across your website until they finally convert. So it's like retargeting your visitors on your website.
Oh, within your own website.
Right.
And so what do you call it? That's just called on-site retargeting?
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like the same concept of off-site retargeting, ad retargeting, but applied to your own website.
Right.
ConvertFlow's got a workflow builder, so you can automate which calls to action are shown to visitors, kind of like the same way you would automate an email campaign within Infusionsoft. You can automate what messaging and calls to action your visitors see on your site.
Now, is this a WordPress only thing, or is it HTML? So, I mean, Drupal and Joomla and HubSpot COS people could use it?
Yeah, so it works on any platform. ConvertFlow, it gives you a little script, just like Google Analytics. You apply it to your site. You can add it to your header of your site. And at that point, ConvertFlow automatically starts tracking all of your visitors, tracks which pages they visit, which buttons they click, forms they submit. And then from within ConvertFlow, you can leverage this data and launch calls to action to specific segments of visitors based on what they did on your site. And you can do all this from within ConvertFlow without having to like touch code or revisit your website.
Oh, nice. Now, is it connected to other CRMs, like Infusionsoft or HubSpot, or does everything run within ConvertFlow?
Yeah, so ConvertFlow syncs with Infusionsoft, HubSpot, Drip, ActiveCampaign. I'll scroll down here to the integrations area. And so what that allows you to do is basically, as soon as you integrate ConvertFlow with one of your marketing automation tools, it will then allow you to leverage the data that you have on your existing audience. So if a lead is tagged a certain way in Infusionsoft, then you can target that visitor on your website and show them a specific call to action that gets them to take the next step. So if they're, let's say, a lead for a specific product, when they visit your website, you can show them a call to action for a webinar on that product. And you can do the same thing in HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, Drip. You can leverage all your data that you have on your contacts.
So you left ActiveCampaign off, man. What's up with that? Are you mad at them?
Oh, I'm sorry. The site has to get updated.
Don't be a hater, man.
We just rolled out We're not hating. We love ActiveCampaign. They're actually in the same city as us.
Oh, cool. You're up in Chicago, right?
But exactly. So we just have to update our site here and add them.
All right. Okay, so you were saying?
Yeah, and so once a visitor does take action on your call to action, like they submit a form or they click a button, then within ConvertFlow, you can automate which actions you want to trigger within Infusionsoft or HubSpot or ActiveCampaign or Drip. So you could apply a tag to the contact, put them into a specific workflow or campaign. You can, update their lead stage or move them to a certain point in a pipeline, update their contact profile and the data that you have on them. ConvertFlow also will, as soon as it captures an email address, it will research that lead and pull all sorts of data from their social media profiles and that it can find on them across the web. And then it will populate this data in HubSpot or Infusionsoft. So you have all this research data on who your contact is, so you can personalize your marketing campaigns.
Okay, you're gonna have to show me that, because let's say a visitor comes. I mean, they would have to opt in first, obviously, right?
To be able to research them, yeah.
Yeah, to research them. Okay. So, but walk me through a scenario, because this is going to be new to a lot of people, because typically we have, like WordPress, we have a widget on our sidebar, and that widget is, let's say, get my free report, 40 ways to profit from your email marketing system. But let's say I'm having a webinar. I mean, right now, as we record this, I'm doing a webinar series launching the next part of my The Art of the Close, so 7 live calls. So, okay. And actually, when we publish this, it would have already started. So let's say I want to do that later in the summer, but it's not live now. So I would want to switch that out with maybe, hey, buy my on-demand program, make every sale. So I would have the make every sale widget, right, and offer, and that would be served up dynamically. So then if somebody's reading my blog, so that's kind of following them all around, right, if I want to. And then if they click, then maybe the next time they visit, it does not show them that. Or if they didn't purchase, maybe it shows them a different ad like, hey, you almost enrolled in the greatest sales training course ever. Click here to see what you're missing. Or is that the concept?
Exactly, just like that. Okay. You can maybe give them a special offer to take action now. And if they do buy, then ConvertFlow will recognize that they've already taken that step, so there's no need to continue promoting the same product again. So then you can then promote the next product or get them to attend the next training that would be relevant to them.
Right. Because I've since November timeframe, about November of 2015, I moved off of WordPress onto the HubSpot platform.
Okay.
Which gives me smart content and dynamic content like that. But you have to have HubSpot, right? I mean, their mid-range package, you're looking at $3,000 down. You're looking at $800 a month just for 1,000 contacts. You're looking at now their website hosting is like $400 a month. So that's a chunk of change to have that ability. Sure. Most people that I deal with don't have HubSpot CRM, but even those that do, very few are on the full-blown COS. They're still on WordPress. I got to imagine your solution is a lot less than $20,000 a year to have that configuration.
Yeah, so ConvertFlow starts at $50 a month.
Oh my gosh.
$49.
What
and you can integrate with any marketing automation that we have integrated with. Yep.
Now I know, the way I explained it sounds kind of easy, but I know people, like the devil's in the details, right? People are going to get lost. Most people I've found, right, I've been doing this marketing automation stuff since the summer, fall of 2008. So I'm going on my 9th year. And most people can't think through these processes. It hurts their head, right? To think, sure. Whoa, I sell widgets A, B, and C. Oh, should I show them B instead of A? I don't know where to start, right? And they won't do it. So sure. Are there like tutorials here, or do you have a process to help people decide which offer they should go with, or is that where they just buy consulting from me and I help them?
Well, so within within our product, we have training on how to use ConvertFlow. So how to create these on-site retargeting flows or to create these calls to action. We're developing a course that will provide some training on how to go about creating an entire campaign for yourself and how to make some of those decisions. But definitely, if the company is really busy and they want it completely done for them, then that's when someone like you would be better off managing it for them, right?
Right. So can you show us kind of the back end? How is this to use? I mean, is it pretty self-explanatory?
Sure. So pretty much, you can see on our site we've got a live call to action here. So this is what's called a pre-hook. It's not a very aggressive call to action. It just kind of like hovers in the bottom right corner. And
is
then
that part of your software? Do customers get that with your software?
Yeah. So the pre-hook is basically like a way to kind of nudge your visitors. And then once they click open, then it's like permission-based marketing. They're giving you permission to show them a relevant call to action or to help them take the next step. So as you can see, once we click that pre-hook, now we're shown a side hook, which is basically segmenting us based on where we are in the buying process. If we're ready to go ahead and start with a free trial, then we have a button here that leads us to a free trial. If we want to learn more about on-site retargeting, this button here leads us to content. And then this one leads us to an on-demand demo. And so you can set these sorts of calls to action that have multiple buttons, different steps in the call to action, and segment your own visitors and get them to go down the right path to becoming a customer for them. So okay. I'll show you exactly how this works within ConvertFlow.
So walk me through your thinking behind that, because that's cool. I saw it popping up, and like I have a chat thing on my site, right? But that's an actual live chat to talk with me or one of my assistants. But this is different, and I noticed like your homepage is very small, right? I mean, we're not scrolling down for days, right? Or are we?
Oh, it's got a little bit of a link to it, but it's relatively small.
Yeah, that is, it's bigger than I thought. I thought it ended right there on that screen. Because I was going to ask you, what are you seeing? Because like Google likes big, meaty landing pages, right? Lots of content, blah, blah, blah. But Google also likes click-throughs. And sure. Visitors are also distracted. It's that catch-22. You want to give them enough so they feel they're in the right space, but then you don't want to give them too much or too many links. So how have you studied that? Because your site does look good, and I like the way it flows, and you have a lot of content. I thought it was just that one screenshot. Are people scrolling and engaging, or are you seeing a lot of people just stopping right there and boom, hitting one of those 3 redirects from the side hook?
Yeah, so people are scrolling. We're using a tool called HotJar to track how far people scroll, and I think about 30 to 40% of people actually make it all the way down our webpage. However, a lot of people are taking action on this call to action. So the whole idea with using these proactive calls to action that kind of break the browsing trance that people kind of fall into when they're on your website is it proactively engages them, kind of like someone who starts the conversation with someone, and then prompts them to take the next step. So this particular call to action here, it's converting at 49%. So 49% of our visitors that have seen this call to action have clicked through one of these different buttons. And now they're being segmented and put into a personalized path to becoming our customer.
Okay, so tell me that again. So 40% of all visitors go through one of those 3 side hooks? What?
Yeah. As of right now, it's 49%.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's awesome.
So then once they land on the next step, then obviously we can show more relevant messaging because we know, more or less what they're looking to do, right?
And is 3 kind of the optimum for options there?
I wouldn't say it's the optimum. I mean, I think that really depends on the business and, who your visitors are, what sort of traffic you're getting. Like how qualified that traffic is. I don't know. With marketing, you always have to test.
Yeah. And then have you tested that for a while? I mean, have those been your core 3 offers there on the right for a while?
Yes. So we're testing now, driving people, to content and seeing how that converts, like showing them more relevant messaging once they get to content.
Right.
So we've been testing this call to action over the past couple of weeks, and so far we're seeing, a really high conversion rate from new visitors who, click through and kind of segment themselves.
Yeah, I mean, before you had your Gravatar image or whatever. It was like you in that Elvis costume. Like, you didn't think I saw it, but I saw that. So when did you change just your profile picture? Like, is Elvis not cool anymore?
An Elvis picture?
Oh,
I don't remember that one.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. I'll let you off the hook for now, but I'm watching you, man. I'm watching.
Yeah, can't expose me like that, man.
All right, we'll edit this part out.
Okay.
All right, so show us behind the scenes demo.
All right. So behind the scenes, with ConvertFlow, we made this really easy for people who don't code to create beautiful calls to action that are not cheesy. They look good. They make your brand look good. They make your company look good. But they're also really powerful. They're totally integrated with your marketing automation tools, and they move people to the next step based on where they are in your funnel. So as you can see here, we've got some calls to action. Here's one of those side hooks that you saw on our webpage. That's an example of another one. You can create all kinds of calls to action. So let's click here just to show you an example of the types of calls to action you can create. So
can we save these? I can read kind of like lead pages. You build them and you can archive them and come back to them later.
Yeah, so you can duplicate them. We've got templates. We're always rolling out new templates. So our team of designers and marketers create all sorts of calls to action that you can then use for your own purpose or your own use cases.
Yep.
And so, that's how it works. And it's really simple to use. You can duplicate your own. We're going to release our own templating feature where you can create templates that you can then share with other people. So that's kind of where we're going with that.
Nice.
So as you can see here, we have 3 types of calls to action. We have overlays, which open up when people try to exit the website. There's multiple trigger settings. When people scroll to a certain point of the page, you could open up an overlay. An overlay, I think a lot of people are pretty familiar with, but it basically acts like a landing page on top of your website. Mm-hmm. So if we click here, we've got multiple templates that you can see.
And this is the one, it takes over your whole page, right?
Yeah, so this one will. This one's called a box overlay. So it takes over the whole page, and then the actual call to action is contained within a box.
Yeah.
Now, if we click on the splash overlay, that takes up the full width of your browser, and it's basically like an entire page on top of your site. So this, in many cases where maybe you don't want to create an entire landing page for something, a splash overlay is perfect for that.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I get the terms right. So like Neil Patel, you go to his site and it was kind of an orange thing like that. It says, hey, opt in. All right, no thanks, I don't want more traffic. You can X out and you're still on the home page. So would that be right. The splash?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. And the overlay then is its own, or is it just like more of a
it's a different pop-up? Exactly. It's an overlay as well. It's more contained, like the box overlay.
So the overlay or boxed over. Oh, okay. So overlay, I got you. So you have a boxed overlay and you have a splash overlay. Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Now, if we go over to hooks, then these are subtle calls to action that slide up from the bottom right corner. We've got these full height sidebar call to actions. And then you can have a corner hook. So there are different styles here. If we click, you'll see that there's different templates that we're rolling out. And so that's another type of call to action that you can use in your blog posts. You could use it on your pricing page, your sales page. Overlays work great to capture to focus everyone's attention on a specific call to action. These hooks are great for kind of complementing the content on a page and subtly getting people to take the next step.
Right.
Now, the next type of call to action that we have here are embedded calls to action. So your forms, entire page sections. If you want to have a call to action at the bottom of a blog post or in a blog post, you can use what's called a big box call to action. Also, we've got small box call to actions, which you can use in your sidebars. And what's great about this is that now once you've set up all these calls to action on your website, they can all be dynamic and they can all easily switch out and change based on where someone is in your funnel. And you can do this without having to, replace the code. It's really easy to manage from within ConvertFlow. So you can just build out these campaigns totally from within here.
Now, is there any type of conflict or redundancy with HubSpot, like with their smart CTAs?
Well,
with the smart CTAs, it kind of does the same thing in that if they've clicked on something or registered, then that'll work again, or it'll show them something different. But
sure.
I think HubSpot's a much smaller segment of the market, but I'm just clarifying.
So HubSpot, they built a great product. They built a full suite with, that has a number of different features. They've got a landing page builder, email marketing solution. They've got a lot of different features, and they do have the smart CTAs functionality. However, from what my understanding is, you're kind of limited to using images, while with ConvertFlow, you've got a full drag and drop builder for creating calls to action. You don't have to touch code, and you've got a lot more freedom over the call to action that you're launching on your site.
It's more robust for sure.
Right. So what we did is we took that, we believe that like a lot of people were being underserved in terms of the call to action solutions that are available on the market. So we're, trying to build the best one and really do that better than anyone else and integrate with all the other solutions.
Right.
Yep. So as you can see here, we've got an overlay. You can create multiple column structures. Everything is drag and drop. You can easily click to add a new element like a form, text, headline, buttons, images, even custom code. So you can drop in your Wistia videos or YouTube videos or whatever custom code you want to use, like your Calendly link maybe, or calendar. So this allows you to take a lot of the existing widgets that you have and add them to a proactive call to action that launches on your site.
Right.
And so then once people complete a form, then you can trigger all sorts of actions. Like from within here, we can trigger an action within ConvertFlow. So we could move them. We could track the completion of this call to action. We can apply a tag, send a lead alert to a sales rep. We could add them to an on-site retargeting flow. If we've integrated another marketing automation tool, here we've got Drip, then as soon as someone completes this form, we could add a tag to that person in Drip, subscribe them to a campaign, add them to a workflow, and you can do these same sorts of actions within Infusionsoft and in HubSpot and in ActiveCampaign as well.
Now, what if somebody has none of those? Does ConvertFlow have its own automation?
Yes. So it captures the leads and researches them and it stores them within ConvertFlow. If you have an email marketing solution, then we've got light integrations with a lot of different tools. So if we go over here to the integrations area, you can see we've got integrations with MailChimp, GetResponse, AWeber, Autopilot, Intercom. And basically what those light integrations do is it just passes the contact data over. However, if you want a full integration with your marketing automation tool so that you can leverage the data that you have on contacts in Infusionsoft or HubSpot, and then you want to trigger actions in those tools when people take action on your website, then you need one of the full integrations that we have. And we're working on rolling integrations out with the rest of our partners as well.
Gotcha. So when you say light, you mean like your different pricing structures? You offer some at the $49, but then more robust at the higher packages.
Yeah, so on our pro plan and on these higher plans, then people get access to all the marketing automation functionality, which would allow you to trigger actions in your marketing tools and leverage the data that you have in your existing marketing tools to target specific segments of your visitors. On our $50 a month plan, you're able to send contact data and apply a tag but you're not able to leverage like your existing data within Infusionsoft, for example.
Right. But now if they don't have anything, based on what I was looking at, I saw quickly, I mean, you have some built-in automation in your tool, right?
Yeah. So what we're focused on automating is the on-site experience. Visitors or leads return to your website.
Oh, gotcha.
What messaging, what calls to action are you showing them? And so we don't handle email per se, but we integrate with, an email marketing solution so that you can, empower those campaigns.
Right. Very cool. So you got the overview, builder, preview, and then launch. I mean, pretty.
Yeah. So it's really simple to launch. Let's go ahead and save this. We'll show you an example here. So we'll save it, publish it, and launching these, it's really simple. So we're taken to the preview page here. Just give it a second. Great. So there you can test it out, see if it works the way you want it to work. And then you just choose your targeting conditions. So do we want it to display everywhere? If so, we just set that condition. You can target based on, whether a page is a certain URL, if the URL contains certain keywords, if the person has a specific tag within ConvertFlow. And then if you've integrated your marketing automation tools, you can leverage if the person has a tag in Drip or in Infusionsoft, or if they don't. Also, you can target visitors based on which pages they visited on your website or which device they're visiting from. So there's a lot of options there for, who you're targeting. And then once you've set those targeting conditions, you just switch, turn it on, and now your call to action is launched, and that's it.
Right. Very cool. So what's up there? The flows and the broadcasts.
Yeah. So Flow, this is like the campaign builder for your website. If you click here, so here we can create what are called stages. And so stages basically are like life cycle stages that someone may go through to become a customer, like the awareness stage, the consideration stage, the whole buyer's journey that the HubSpot community is accustomed to using. Could also be stages of a campaign. So here we've got new visitors. Here we also have users. Then we have customers. And so people who are in these different stages, we will show them different conversion goals and promote those conversion goals through different calls to action. So we're promoting a free trial here. So then we have a free trial call to action. We can set targeting conditions for this particular conversion goal. And then as soon as someone completes this goal, we can trigger actions in our marketing tools. Now, once they've completed that goal, then they move on to the next stage. So let's say they're users now. So now we only want to target users on a website and show them a different call to action, which could be
just a prospect, right? Somebody that opts in for your free report.
Exactly. You can name these stages whatever you want. So this could be leads if you wanted. Right?
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. And so here we have a call to a conversion goal that we're promoting to all the people who are users, right, or leads in your business. So we're trying to upgrade them and get them to become customers. And once they are customers, then maybe we're trying to increase the value of that customer by promoting an annual plan to them. And so as you can see, you're able to easily create a campaign here and then add different calls to action to these goals. And now
I can make multiple steps, right? I mean, you're showing 3, but could I have 5 or 10 or 27? You
could, yeah. Okay. So I mean, maybe you have multiple entry points in your business. So maybe you have multiple lead magnets, for example,
right,
that each generate leads. So each of those could be a different conversion goal. And once someone has completed that goal, maybe put them in a certain campaign that delivers a lead magnet by email, and then moves them into the next step, which would be maybe to convert that lead into a customer.
Right.
And from within ConvertFlow, we also give some basic analytics. We're actually, one of our developers is working on revamping our entire analytics area. But basically, you can see here a high level metrics of how many visitors you've had, how many contacts you've collected, how many calls to action you've created. And also, you'll see your most active flow and how people are moving through your flow and what your conversion rate is from each stage to each stage within your flow.
Right.
We also have an activity feed on the right side where you can see your most recent visitors and what they're doing on your website.
Right. Very cool. And then a broadcast?
Now, broadcasts, they a little different than an email broadcast, but similar in some ways. So you're actually broadcasting a call to action on your website. Now, imagine you've created multiple flows, so people are in these personalized campaigns on your website. But let's say you're doing a webinar that you want everyone to attend. Well, you would create a broadcast and broadcast a call to action on, let's say, your homepage or anywhere on your website. Now, while that call to action is broadcasting, it's actually going to override all the calls to action that people would see within the personalized campaigns and flows that they're in. So that way you're driving everyone to attend your webinar. And as soon as the webinar is over with, you can deactivate the call to action, the broadcast, and people will go back to seeing the relevant call to action that they were meant to see in their flow.
Oh, nice. So just like a blanket override of everything.
Right. Exactly.
Very cool.
And let's see, I don't know if we have any contacts in here. This is a demo account. I think we have, nope. Yeah, so when you collect contacts or leads in your business, you'll be able to see each person here and view their profile, which contains all sorts of research data on them. Also what activity they've had on your website. ConvertFlow will actually, it's tracking their session and what they're doing before they even converted into a lead. And when they do convert into a lead and they've submitted a form and entered their email address, ConvertFlow then takes all the activity that they had before becoming a lead and shows that on their profile. So you can see exactly what they did before they converted.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It has their IP address, right? So, well, the overview looks similar to HubSpot, but then HubSpot's new release looks similar to yours. So I think y'all are studying each other. That's cool. Very nice.
All right.
Is that it? That seems like that's it, man. That's.
Let's see. So do you have a lot of, are there a lot of people in your audience who are maybe agencies or who work with clients?
Sure.
So within ConvertFlow, you can actually have access to multiple accounts, and within your accounts, you can have access to multiple websites. So if you're an agency and you want to manage this process for your clients, you can easily add a website and manage all the calls to action and contacts and leads and things all organized under one website for that client. And you can have access to you can create multiple websites and you can have access to multiple accounts. So, if let's say you sign up your client separately in a separate ConvertFlow account, but they want to give you access to their account so you can manage their CTAs, then you can do that.
Oh, cool. So, and is that at one of the higher levels of your offerings?
Yeah, so that starts on our business plan where you can add multiple websites. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Man, this is awesome.
And that's it in a nutshell. You can collaborate with your team members and invite your team members to work on your calls to action if you've got multiple people on your marketing team. And there's tutorials. We create a lot of content that helps our customers take advantage of on-site retargeting and using that in their business. And we've got a lot of tutorials that show how to create, these calls to action.
Right. Very cool. So where should we send people? Just ConvertFlow.com? Just let them start a free trial or a demo or what?
Yeah, so they can go to ConvertFlow.com and they can start a free trial. If they want an awesome ConvertFlow t-shirt, then they can also go to, let's see here. If you go to ConvertFlow.com/$1, you can try our pro plan for $1 for the first month. And we'll send you this awesome Team Edition ConvertFlow t-shirt.
Look at that. Very nice. That's a cool offer. Go.com. All right. Well, we will link to that and have them try this out. Very cool,
awesome.
Man.
Thank you so much, Wes, for having me on.
Wisdom. This is it. Going once, going twice. All good? All right, man.
All good.
Right. So
Thanks.
Ethan Denney, ConvertFlow founder, right? I mean, founder, developer, creator, owner, guru. All the
CEO,
above.
yeah.
CFO, CMO, chief cook and bottle washer.
Well, yeah, we've got a team, and they're all really talented. My co-founder and CTO, he built a lot of ConvertFlow and deserves a lot of credit for that.
Right. Very cool. All right, man. Well, thanks for taking the time and showing us behind the scenes and under the hood on the CRM podcast, man. Have a great day.
My pleasure. Have a great day.